Game on! Welcome to another episode of Zwei Ales und Hockey Tales mit Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on an 38-year-old, a 38-year-old from Chesterfield, Missouri, USA. His hockey journey has taken him to the USA, Sweden, and he has become a living legend of Deutschland, where he's been mucking it up since 2012. A former Michigan Wolverine, but the Western Michigan Broncos won the national championship. But he was
They
a
did.
CCHA champion there and laced up in the show for the Buffalo Sabres. But he is probably best known for his time in Deutschland, becoming a DEL champion, or Deutsche Meister, if you will, with Ingolstadt in 13-14, and most recently captaining the Dresden Ice Lowen, other known as the Ice Lions, to the trophy and becoming a Deutsche Meister once again and vaulting Dresden up to the DEL. Welcome back on, Travis Turnbull.
Thank you, man. It's good to be here. Especially after winning a championship, spirits are high. So
Um,
good time to
that's
be on.
that's what's so fun about doing this, man, is I didn't know you before and didn't know many people that are still in the DL too. But then once your playoff started, I was invested. I was following along, and you fellas went on a heater, didn't you?
Man, we did. We did. We're now in the DEL because we moved up. Now with the relegation stuff, stakes are a bit higher than normal. So it was a lot of fun and actually won the championship with the coach that I had in Ingolstadt. So super familiar situation for me. But yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Well, I saw some of the videos, and to be honest, it brought back memories because I won that championship in '09 with Bietigheim.
Bietigheim?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and that
remember
was
that.
that was their first ever championship. And let me tell you, the parade and the festivities after you win, uh, Germany knows how to get her done, don't they?
Germany knows how to party, man. That's for sure. We drank some beers. We actually was unbelievable of our owners and management. They flew us all to America, Spain with our families. So we got to celebrate there on the beach for a couple days after celebrating in Dresden. So that was super special, especially for my kids. The first time I won the championship in Ingolstadt, I didn't have any children, and my wife was back in America already. So this time we got to celebrate all together, and that was super special. It's something at least my 9 year old and my 6 year old will most likely remember. So some special moments together.
I'm sure my kids were definitely not that old while I was still playing, but winning for the first time in Denmark when my son was alive and getting him on the ice in the team photo with the trophy, and he was ripping around the ice trying to pick up the big champagne bottles, and it's days you never forget. He doesn't remember it, but I sure do, and I have the pictures. But that your kid's 9 years old and got to experience all that and the festivities that go on after winning, man, there's no way he'll forget that.
Yeah, it was really special. And we even got pictures with the baby in the cup too and stuff like that. And we got pictures of all three of my girls on the beach with the trophy and
Sorry, girls. I didn't.
my wife.
My research team wasn't hot enough. Three
Oh,
girls.
that's
My
all
bad.
right. That's all right. Three girls. So they were all on the beach with the trophy and stuff too. And they got to actually come on the parade float, my two oldest, and throw out candy and stuff. I don't know if they ate more or threw more candy out, but they sure had a blast.
When we won in Bietigheim, social media wasn't a thing. Didn't really know what was going on. My German wasn't that good at the time. Um, After we won the next day, one of the boys said, "Let's go downtown for beers." We did so around noon. Uh, we had an afternoon shift, and then a guy shows up downtown. He's like, "What are you guys doing? We have a parade right now." And we're like, "Oh dear." And I had my dog downtown, which was like my child at the time. And well, my dog had to get on the float with me because we were out and about and I didn't even know there was a parade.
That's unreal.
I had
Hope
told
you
the
got
boys
some
the
good
night
pictures of
before.
that.
Yeah, I told the boys the night before. I'm like, "Oh, if we win tomorrow, we'll go downtown for beers and I'll cut my jeans off that they always made fun of because they were so old." So I cut my jeans shorty shorts and then find out there's a parade and I had to rock them through the parade with my cut off jeans.
That's unreal. Country boy.
Oh man, it was a fun time though. But Am I correct in saying you guys won in game 7 of the finals in overtime?
Yeah, we won in game 7 in overtime. You are correct. It
That
was
that must have been intense going into overtime, huh?
yeah, the best way to win. What's crazy is, we were up 3-1 in the series. And there were some games that, game 5 and 6, I thought we played well enough to win, but just didn't go our way. And then game 7, we're out playing them and they got a late power play and scored to tie it. And
Mm.
then it's but but for me, I'd been in a lot of game 7s before, and if you just stay calm and keep playing, I mean, you'll be all right. There's nothing more than that you can do than just play, right?
And stay in the
So
moment.
yeah, and I think our team was, pretty calm and collective, and that's why we won. So it was we actually scored on the power play to win it. So
Oh, you got to, how long did overtime go for?
I think there was maybe we were at least halfway into the first overtime. So I don't know. There might have been 7 minutes left or something
What
like that.
was the penalty they took a penalty? That's a big
Yeah,
call in overtime.
yeah, I believe so. I can't even remember, to be honest. It's all such a blur
Oh
now,
yeah.
but
Uh, that must have been so fun. Who scored the winning
yeah.
goal?
Thomas Sikora, he's from Slovakia, but he's got his German pass as well. So he plays the bumper on our power play and got the rebound. It was actually, if you watch the highlight, it's kind of wild. Their forward Zarnik, who actually played at Michigan, went down the ice and was pretty aggressive on the forecheck on the PK and ran into our goalie. And our defenseman picked it up, rushed it up the ice, and we made a couple passes and scored on a rebound off the
Bob's your
rush.
uncle.
Yeah, and it was nuts. You just
I
start
I
throwing your
saw the
stuff.
highlight when you guys scored, and I saw after he scored, he ripped her full speed to the other end.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's nothing better. There is
Um,
literally nothing better than winning a championship game 7 in overtime. You can't write it any better.
no, you can't, but you bring back actually awful memories for me. My first year in Germany with the Landshut Cannibals. It was a best of 5 in the finals for some strange reason. You play best of 7s in the quarters and semis, and then in the finals they decide to put her down to 5 games. And we were
That's
in game,
bizarre.
yeah, we were in game 5 of a best of 5 against the Castle Huskies, who were a huge budget against us. And we go to game 5, and well, the same guy took back-to-back penalties at the start of overtime. I never got a shift in overtime. And as the second kill happened, uh, right at the end of it, they scored to win the championship.
Uh,
And it was awful. And it's the exact winning is the exact opposite of losing. Like it changes it forever. It's like whoever won and whoever lost, it was one goal. And
and
man, you never get it back.
yeah, that's I can't imagine, to be honest, if we would have lost the way that would have felt, because you play for so long, 2 extra months, and the playoffs are growing, and everyone. I mean, I'm sure every single player on our team had some sort of injury, and the same with their team.
That's how you
You
win.
just That's how you win. I mean, I'm still healing up here, and I'm sure they are as well. So yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, when you do lose, but I'm happy we were on the right side of it. That's for sure.
Well, if you haven't heard yet, my under 13 Kincardine Canucks are all Ontario champions as well.
Well,
And
congratulations. That's
thank you.
awesome.
It was incredible getting to watch the my puppies give her do whatever it takes to win. And well, it was a tournament format for the finals, and it's the all the teams that won their championships of their league. And then you get there and every team's good. And man, we had our last round robin game, we had to win against the team that beat us in international silver stick finals. And whoever won that game moved on, whoever lost was out. We got them back, beat them 2-1. And then we won the semis by, I think, 3-1. And then we went into the finals against a team that hadn't lost a game all tournament. They were deep. They had players. We were down 1-0 going into the third, and the boys found a way again. We scored one early in the third. We scored one with 5 minutes left. We greased her out 2-1. And the Kincardine Canucks are back-to-back under 13 all Ontario champions.
Unbelievable. Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah, the coaching
That's
bugs really bit me.
yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I can't imagine, especially when you're a championship coach. So,
Well, and it's like getting to do
congratulations.
it with your son and all of his best buddies around this small town. And, we got to have a parade in this little town, and you see the people come out to cheer us on. And now our Kincardine Canucks are over. They've amalgamated with other towns. They're now called the West Coast Whitecaps, and it's different. And that we got to end her right. And the last time the boys were the Kincardine Canucks, they were the champions, and I guess the last 2 years they were. It really fills my heart with pride around here, you know?
That's amazing. Well, I know a little bit how you feel. My oldest daughter plays softball, very competitive softball. I'm not even the coach, but just watching them
Oh yeah.
play and for them to win is incredible. So congrats, man. That's awesome.
So where are you at now? Are you in St. Louis area?
We're in St. Louis area. I'm actually in my wife's hometown right now, Pittsfield, Illinois. It's a deer hunting capital of the world. It's on big buck hunter and everything, Pike County, Illinois. Went turkey hunting yesterday with my brother-in-law and been fishing a bunch, caught a bunch of fish and stuff. So just taking a little time to spend with my wife's family and
Well,
let the kids run around the farm.
I know what it's like at the end of a season, especially when you go on a playoff run. You're pretty beat up, and there is a lot of stress through a playoff run. And when it's over and you get to cap it off the right way, but then once the fun and celebrating is over, you get to go home and see all your friends and family. It's a great time of year.
Yeah, it's a great time of year, and the weather's just starting to get nice here too. And I'd like to get down to Alabama and get down to the beach there in Gulf Shores. We'll see. I got to talk my wife into it. I'm sure she's sick of traveling a little bit, but for me, there's nothing better mentally and physically to just get down to the beach and let that warm weather and the salt water heal your body, and then get back into it with my buddy Jeff Lavecchio.
Vex, and that is how we know each other. You were his first client that he worked out, and now he has built would you call it? A empire of training hockey
Oh,
players?
incredible! I mean, he's the best. You could never convince me otherwise. Just an incredible human, as you know, cares about everyone, even, repost when I score. I'm 38 years old, playing. He still reposts stuff about me. He's just a genuine person. And that goes a long way, that in addition to being, the best trainer, to have a person like that who genuinely cares about his clients is something that you just don't find often. So love you, Vex, if you're listening.
Well, I know he
And
did last time, and what was cool about the Western Michigan Broncos winning it this year, not even just winning it, but getting to the Frozen Four and winning their league and then winning their regional to make it there. My time, we didn't win enough, and some guys left, a little sour, a little hurt by the experiences, and a lot of them haven't been back around the program. I went back last summer with a couple guys a class older than me, two class older than me, and I went to the golf tournament, and it's still a big Bronco family. And it was so neat that this team this season brought back all the brotherhood of all the guys. The group chats that were firing up, me and Vex and the guys that were his class, the guys my class, the guys above me, there were group chats everywhere, and it was all Bronco talk and about this team. And then everybody was heading to St. Louis for the Frozen Four. I couldn't make it because I had the kids winning, but the guys that went there said it was just unbelievable, and like the whole arena was cheering for the Broncos. Everybody loves an underdog story, but now we're like
oh
not
yeah,
even underdogs anymore.
yeah. Well, I gotta say, once Michigan was out, I was cheering for you guys too. So, it's Western Michigan. I mean, even back, when we were playing there, great program, and it's good to see them do well. And I'm sure the Lawson Lunatics were going nuts, but it's great to get the boys all back. I mean, last year, I actually, Brandon Nerado is, the coach of Michigan, one of my best friends. I got off the plane from Germany last year, straight to the Frozen Four, and you run into everyone, and you have that. Yeah, it's just like you never miss a day.
And
when you
it's a
see
connection
everybody.
for life. And if when the boys start chatting again in group chats, everybody's just as funny as they ever were.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I know it's amazing. Hey, nobody's changed a bit.
No, and
Uh,
that's what's fun about doing the podcast is seeing all the old boys and what they're up to now. Fun fact is I'm having a golf tournament May 24th here in Kincardine, middle of nowhere.
I saw some posts about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so
crushing it.
well, to book a shotgun for the whole course at the course here, Ainsdale, I had to say I could get 112 golfers, and I had no idea if I could do it, and I could only get a day in May. And there's so many guys that kids have spring hockey, baseball, golf, whatever, not golf, but lacrosse. There's so many guys that were gone that I thought would be for sure's. And I started getting a little worried. I'm like, if you guys are bailing on me, then I'm in big trouble here, and we still got to 112 golfers yesterday. So it's game on, and we
Unbelievable.
did
Let's
it,
go.
and it's going to be really fun to have my friends and family show up in the middle of nowhere to have a day, and everybody get to see each other. I can't wait.
Yeah, that'll be. Oh, I love the golf tournaments in the summer, man.
Nothing
The
like it.
mix.
Yeah, especially when you get a bunch of hockey boys together.
Oh yeah, they'll be drinking amount of beer probably.
Well, I even
Tell 'em-
have some of my under 13 boys coming around, so everybody should behave themselves, right?
Yeah, that's right. Behave yourselves, boys.
So getting back to your squad this year, though, we talked about what your aspirations were for this season, and you went out and did it, but you knew you were going to have a good goalie with Austin Birkin, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah. We had the team; they were built to win. But as they say, you can't buy championships. You need the right team in the room, in the locker room, the right attitude, and the guys responded well. From the beginning of the year, there was really no egos. There was everybody, believed from a very early moment in the season that we could get the job done, and we just kind of had that in the forefront of our thoughts. And I mean, man, we played mean in the playoffs too. I mean, we finished every check and we just blocked every shot, did all the right things. All the little things that
Add up.
takes to win that they always talk about. We did it. Like we
Yeah.
did it.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
I remember looking around the room. I don't know if I'd ever seen so many ice bags and shoulder tape and knee tape and everything. And maybe when we won in Ingolstadt, but other than that, I haven't seen it since. So, uh, pretty nice feeling for us,
Oh,
and
for
and a lot
sure.
of guys get a chance to play in the first league now that haven't gotten that chance before. So,
And that's
but
what's really neat for you guys, though, is because when I was in Bietigheim and I mean, I left Landshut after that year, we come a goal away. Then I go to Bietigheim where they were pouring in money to win a championship. And we signed an unbelievable team. We were as deep as you could get. Our seventh defenseman's getting called up for DL games. And then we win it, but it was the year of the financial crisis. And in our contracts, it's like if we win and go up to the DL, you'll make this much more money next year for the guys on multi-year deals. And that wasn't me, but we won, and because of the financial crisis, Bietigheim no longer had the money to move up. So then we win it, and we didn't move up, and I had already signed for the next season because I knew we'd win and I knew how good we were, and I enjoyed it there. But then you win it, and then you go back to the second league, and that's out of your hands. It's financial reasonings. And then the next year I blew up my knee and I never did make it to the DL. So for the younger guys on your team that now will get the DL on their resume, they get to move up. The weird part for me was when they were deciding if they were moving up or not, all the negotiating started with players, and some guys weren't going to be invited back if they were going to the DL, and some guys
yeah,
were if it was only the second league. So how's that? Do you know how that's working for your team? Like they're going to have
yeah,
to bring in some other guides now too, eh?
yeah. It was the same. It was the same kind of thing. I think some guys knew that they weren't gonna, be
Be
on the
going
team
up.
next year if we're, but we had some really good bonuses for winning, and made it worth it for everyone. And uh, not that money is the ultimate motivator, but
But
for those
playoff
guys,
bonuses in Germany do help out your summer a lot.
it helps out a lot. And for those guys that don't move up with the team to the first league, it's they at least got something that they deserved. Every single guy in that locker room, every single guy that stepped on the ice, made an impact, and why we won the championship. So, but yeah, we're gonna have to sign. I was talking with my coach this morning. I think we're sign at least a handful of guys. We have to. That's just the way it goes.
Well,
So
you think about being a coach or a GM in hockey. There's really no downtime because after you guys win it, um, it's go time and finding the right players for the next season. And who you recruit and the type of people you bring in is what wins and loses games.
And it's the biggest thing. You said it right there. The type of people. Are they going to buy in, or are they going to come in with egos? Because, like I said before, we didn't have really any egos on our team this year, and if we did, it might have made a difference, and we may not have won. I've been on a lot of stacked teams before, a lot of good teams, but if there's too many egos, it just doesn't work out.
It
And I don't
sure
think
doesn't.
guys, mean to be that way, but when it is that way and it's not a cohesive group, it's just really hard to win. So we really did have something special last year when we won, and I hope that the room stays the same or at least similar. For me as a captain, my job is to bring the boys together, and I love the guys that are in the room. We added some pieces this year to win. Guys like Dane Fox and Yogan and Hammond and guys like that, and they all fit in perfectly. So I hope the guys that we bring in next year do the same.
Yeah, and like I've said before, you never see the same hockey team twice. So there is changes every year, whether you guys would have won or lost. But it's nice to have a core in pro hockey of all the guys that have been through it together before, that they're in it for the right reasons. And when you can keep that core coming back, it's like the Cardiff Devils where I played. I've been out now for like 10 years, but I still have like 5 or 6 buddies that I played with that are still Cardiff Devils 10 years later. And that's
Yep,
why they've been a successful organization, is because you keep the core together.
100%. Well, Dane Fox, he's an Ontario guy. Do you know Dane Fox?
I know the name, but I don't know him. No.
London Knights. Then he went to Erie Otters, and he was in Nuremberg before we picked him up. He's a beauty. Shout out Foxy, you're a beauty, man. He was huge for our team this year. Great family, awesome wife, great kids. He came in hungry, to get back to the first league where he was before, and just a great teammate. Would do anything. I remember calling my buddy Chris Brown that I played with at Michigan, a little background on him before, and he goes, "Oh, he's unbelievable." He goes, "He'll have 50 points, and he'll do anything for the team. He's a unbelievable teammate. Can't have a better teammate." Called my coach, told him what he said, and Dane Fox did exactly that. So
Isn't that
he,
that's how hockey works though, eh? Like some people don't get how it really works, but it's coaches and players calling people they trust for references, and that's how people get places.
it's 100%. And when you get good recommendations from ex teammates,
Means the
you get a lot
world.
more opportunities. Yeah. So shout out to Chris Brown too for a good recommendation for Foxy because he helped us in a big way.
Sounds like I might
So
have to talk
hopefully
to this Foxy sometime.
you should, yeah, get him on there. He's somewhere close to you there. I know he's from London area,
Right.
somewhere around.
So I know what the parade was like, and so we won in Munich and Bietigheim, and then we had to bus all the way back to Bietigheim, and we didn't get back. I think it was like 2 in the morning or something, or 1:30, and they had this huge celebration party ready, live band, all this thing in this old warehouse, and then the next day was the parade, that was wild, but was the whole town was there. The downtown was packed. There's the fires going off. It was nuts. And everybody waving the big flags. And you see a town come together like that after a championship. And I say, like, when the team wins, everybody wins. What was Dresden like the next couple days?
Man, it was absolutely insane. So we didn't get back on the bus till 9 a.m. I don't think anybody got any sleep after the game. It was insane.
hmm
When we got back, all of our families were there as soon as we pulled into the rink. There was a bunch of fans there too. But the parade started, I don't know, a couple hours after that. We like had an hour or two of sleep and the parade started. It felt like the whole city was there. Thousands of people took the float around the city. people were following the float, stopped in the big square where the Frauenkirchen is, which is a big church with the cobblestone streets. And I'm sure you maybe saw some videos of that. You know, the chants going on for hours and beers flowing and spraying the fans. And it was awesome. And then down to the river, and then we went all the way back to the rink. And when we went back to the rink, the whole stadium was full too. Huge stage on the where the ice was. People were. It was just completely packed. Pretty insane, to be honest. I didn't know that there would be that kind of turnout.
Yeah.
The whole city. I mean, from December on. So last year, I'll backtrack a little bit. So last year when I got there, the team was, possibly getting relegated. We had to go into relegation playoffs. So of course there wasn't as much interest in the team. The fans were there were still, the diehard fans and in the fan section and stuff like that, but the rink really wasn't full. I'm telling you, from December on, I'm not 100% sure if every single game was sold out, but if it wasn't, there was only a few seats left. It was insane from December on all the way through playoffs. The buzz in the city, Dresden, it just the
It
support we got from the fans was incredible, man.
it can really get your juices flowing as a player when you feel the buzz around a town. Like I've been through it in Cardiff when we went on a run my first year, Beatingheim when we were awesome, Landshut when we went to the finals. Like you can feel the buzz around the town, and that's what people are talking about is the hockey team. And winning gets people talking.
It does, man. And you know what? I don't know if I've ever been recognized so much in my life. Everywhere I went in Dresden, people were noticing me. The ladies checking me out at the grocery store, the just walking down the street, walking my dog. I mean, dropping my daughter off at school. The kids were going nuts. So it's pretty special to see the buzz in Dresden. I think it's only going to get bigger, now us being in the first league but I mean, we have amazing facilities. We have, I mean, the setup in Dresden, not alone, the city is just incredible. I'm not sure if
I
you're familiar with
so
it or not.
I when I hurt my knee and was out for the year, or maybe it was hernia surgery. It was hernia surgery. I was done for the year. Dominic Hammer was playing for Dresden, who is one of my best German buddy, and me and Dirk Robel, who had recently retired from an injury and had got his jersey retired in Bietigheim. The two of us went for a weekend to Dresden to visit Hammer, and we hung out with his team and the boys. And Dresden's incredible, man. Like I've been
It's
to
sick.
that old church there in the middle of downtown is quite the building.
It is, isn't it? It's man, the whole city, the picturesque, right on the river. They rebuilt, a lot of those buildings they had to after the war to make it look like it did before. It sure does. It sure feels like, uh, the old German, town that it was. They made its old glory come back, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of places to go, and then you have the rink and the facilities there are top notch too. And Dresden belongs to be in the first league. I'm really happy that we could get the job done and get Dresden in the first league because of course with Dusseldorf going down, you lose a nice city there. But the DO got Dresden, which is beautiful city as well.
Dusseldorf got relegated. That is a sweet city. I was there to visit big sexy Justin Kelly when he was playing the DO. But Greg
Yeah.
Schmidt played in Dresden. I played with him in Bietigheim, and he had been in Dresden for years before that. And he always called it a rock star city.
Oh man, it's sick. Like my wife, kids, everything. My wife is super happy. Living there, and uh, I mean, it's hard to explain, really. Because you hear about Munich, you hear about Frankfurt, you hear about these cities, and you never really hear about Dresden. Back in the U.S., or at least I didn't.
Right.
So I didn't really know what to expect. You hear Berlin and Cologne and all these big cities, but I think Dresden's the perfect size. At least for us, it's got everything. And but yeah, back to Dusseldorf too. I am sad to see them go down. I got a lot of questions. People asked me if I was happy to see them go down because I'm not playing there anymore. No, I'm not happy to see them go down. Dusseldorf is a great city and great organization. I was treated well there, and um, I feel for their fans. They have wonderful, passionate fans there, and it's unfortunate that they're the team that's going down, but I'm sure they'll be back.
When that's it, you bring that up about your former team going up or down. Well, Bietigheim, we won the championship. They loved me there. They'd call me Mr. Brent Walton. And I thought I'd played my whole career there. And the next year I hurt my knee. Then we have no budget for the next couple years. And with no budget, you can't win in Germany. We were playing with a whole bunch of young Germans and then the
Yeah.
imports, and we weren't good enough. And then the fans don't like everybody as much and they don't like losing. And then they bring in a new coach that didn't want me. He wanted to bring in his own guys and never gave me a chance to show him what I could do
How it
or anything.
goes.
And then, after 4 years, I'm leaving the place I thought I'd play forever and I felt like home. And I go to their biggest rivals. Nobody seems to really care. And then I was a bit sour. And
Yeah.
then I see Bietigheim win a bunch more with my buddies and my former teammates. And I'm happy for my buddies, but not really the coach. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
then they do go up to the DL, and their captain at the time was a guy that invited me over for his jersey retirement. That was my teammate way back in the day. And I was happy for him. And then he retired, and I had nobody left that I knew on the team. And then they got relegated from the DL to the second league. And then the next year got relegated from there to the third league. And I'm like, oh my
Crazy.
word. But then they just won the third league and went back up to the second league. They're like a
Yeah.
yo-yo.
I know their fans have been through a lot. I'll
Yeah,
tell you what. And Bietigheim is a good spot. I played against them in the DL, and I played against them in the DL too. It's a nice little town and
it is. I
close to
like little
Stuttgart.
towns.
Where I played in Schwenningen, which wasn't far from Bietigheim, and yeah, it's I mean they're a good squad too. I'm sure they'll be back in the DL at some point too. It's kind of crazy. You had Bietigheim and Dusseldorf were both in the DL when the last time I played in the DL, and now they're in the
I when I was in Germany though, most of the time I was there, other than the third league maybe coming up to the second league, it was closed. Nobody was allowed up to the DL for a lot of those years. And I
yeah,
found a whole bunch of the contracts really went down because it took the motivation, really some of it out of really going for the win and really going for the championship, because even if you won, you didn't get to go up. I really am happy for hockey players that they have the relegation and promotion back, because it's going to give these teams way more motivation to pay players more money.
100%. I think it's good for the fans to have that they do it in soccer, right, or
Yeah.
football,
Yeah.
and I
Can
think
du sprechen ein
it's
bisschen Deutsch?
yeah, natürlich.
Oh,
I
sehr
can speak
gut.
German. Good. Yeah, yeah. My oldest daughter is getting better than me, and but I'm happy. I'm happy she is. But yeah, man, like it's good motivation for everyone, right? And it
Yeah.
and it gives players chances to to have the opportunity to play in the first league because, as sometimes you don't get that opportunity, but you should. Player
Yep.
like yourself, and so this gives players that opportunity to play the first league, and in the right situation, do well, end up on the national team. You just don't know. A lot of hockey is about opportunity and staying healthy and doing well with your opportunities. So, I mean, that's the same in North America, AHL, East Coast, NHL, right? It's some guys were good enough to play in the NHL, never got a chance, right? But
Well, and
so
that's a
this is a,
part
this
of
is a good
why
way to
that's part of why I wanted to stay in Bietigheim when I knew we were going to win, and then we'd go up to the DL, and I was going with a coach that liked me, that was going to play me a ton, and then I'd get my opportunity in the DL the way I wanted it to be, and then it would be earning your way there. It would be winning to get there. And if you don't go
yeah,
that way, you need a team that doesn't really know you to take a chance on you, instead of earning your way up
100%.
with the guys you earned it your way up together.
Yeah, and teams, it's hard to get that, teams to take a chance on you, and if they do, it's usually for massive pay cut or something like that. And
Yep.
so it's a good way. I mean, there was lots of guys that signed on our team this year. We had some good German players that signed on our team this year because they knew that that was a good chance of them to move up. So
Yeah, it sure
um,
is. I
I'm excited to see how next year is going to be, man. I think we're going to be a lot better than people expect. And I'm going to bring that same mindset that I brought this year that, we're not just going to survive in the league. We want to be a good team. So
Well, and some people will have no idea what it's really like. When we were awesome in Bietigheim and had that deep team that won it, there was the Pokal back then where it was the first league and the second league in the tournament. And we would play teams in the DL in the tournament, and we were beating DL teams with a second league team. And it isn't
yep,
that different, and they can win. And then you get to add more imports. And like, there's no reason why you can't be competitive if you're a second league championship team,
100%.
and then you add on five more imports that can play. You're in it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. We we have a ton of DL experience already too, and we're going to add more. And yeah, like you said, the first two lines, it's more of a depth thing. You know,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
first two lines in the second league, most of the time those guys can play in the first league as well, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes it's more of a depth thing, but when you have the team that wins, you clearly have the depth to do it in most cases. And I'm excited about next year. I think there's a lot of guys that are going to turn a lot of heads um,
And they
in the
could be
DL.
DL players the rest of their career then.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
So
I'm really excited for next season too. I don't know if you know this, but I haven't been back to Germany since I was asked to kindly leave in 2013, when I didn't get another contract there. I enjoyed playing in Germany. I liked it. I liked the pressure of being an import
it's
there.
awesome.
But the Landsuit, they're not called the Cannibals anymore, but Landsuit has invited me back for a charity game 18 years later, and they have found a sponsor to pay for my
Unreal.
flight and expenses paid for.
That's incredible, man. Well, Landshut's a nice city too.
Oh, it
I
sure
like
is.
Landshut.
Bavaria is incredible.
Yeah, Bavaria is awesome, man.
I
Good
might
beer
need to
town.
hire Vex
Turnbull.
though if I
Yeah.
got to play a hockey game. I might need to exercise.
I'm sure he can put you on a program
I don't think I want to do
online.
it though.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's only
Just use
one
your
game, right?
hands.
Yeah,
Yeah, your hands and your IQ, right?
that's right. It's not about how fast you get around, it's just being in the right spots.
That's right. Well, at
Have,
Lansu, they're stacking up next year too. They signed Uwe Krupp as their head coach, and see they've been signing some good players. They were pretty good this year too. So
well, it's a hockey
they're
town, and I really appreciate that. Well, a fan from there, he's been listening to the pod and stay in contact. He sent me a bunch of posters of the city to put up in my house. He sent me posters of me playing there from way back in the day, but then he also sent me a bunch of stickers from the hockey team. And one of them was celebrating 75 years of hockey in Landshut. And to think they have that much of a history of hockey in Landshut, and then for them to decide who to bring back for this charity game that they ever thought of me. I don't really get it, but I really appreciate it and it means the world. But I do think it's because I played a few years with Dominic Hammer and Andreas Geipel, and the year we had in Landshut and almost won it, but then winning it with those guys from Landshut, they'll be playing in the game, and I get to go back and see some of my best buddies in the world that I haven't got to see in over a decade.
that'll be awesome, man. That's amazing. Getting back and playing with your old buddies like that. Like you talked about with the college stuff. I mean, it's life goes quick. It goes fast. Especially when you have kids and you run around here and there. It's really hard to connect with everyone. Obviously, the podcast is a great way to do that. By the way.
Sure is.
Um, but man, that'll be sweet. That'll be really sweet.
I can't wait. And like you've been in Germany a long time. It is a fantastic place to live, you know?
I love it. We love Germany. My kids have grown up there. I've been married to my wife, and it'll be 11 years this summer. And we've spent, most of our, well, all of our married relationship in Germany, but most of our entire relationship, I think we've been together 14 years, so 13 of it has been in Germany. So we love it there. It's a good quality of life in Germany, and it's a little slower pace of life, which took a little bit of getting used to, but now I enjoy it. Now I think it's too fast here in America when I come back.
I totally know what
Running,
you mean, though. It's like when they shut down the stores for lunch, and it's like, well, it's lunchtime. The stores are closed. Like you can't come in.
yeah, yeah, go take a nap. Or you see 90-year-olds sitting on the patios in the middle of the city drinking beers at 11 a.m. and taking a 2 hour lunch, enjoying your life. You know, Over there, you know, what I love about hockey, too, which I'm super grateful for, you get off, you usually most days you're done by noon or 1 o'clock, and you can go spend time with family and kind of just go sit at a cafe for a couple hours, which is very unrealistic here in America.
It's
um,
true. Yeah.
so so I'm grateful for it.
You should appreciate it while you're doing it. I don't think I appreciated what my lifestyle was like nearly enough when I was playing in Germany. When you get out of practice, you're done the workouts, and the boys go out for lunch together and just sit outside and hang out. And we got into playing a lot of cards and playing cribbage. We'd sit at a cafe and play cards, and it is slow pace.
Stammtisch.
But then you also get to go out to eat more. Like it was more affordable than it is in Canada. Canada to go out to eat with kids
It's
and stuff is ridiculous. And over there, that would be what you do in the evenings. It's like the night before a game, let's all go out to eat together. Well, I can't hear you anymore. I can't hear you no more. What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, now you're back. Keep going.
Did I press something?
I don't know you're back though. We'll just keep
I
going.
said coffee and kuchen. You go and you have your coffee and cake every day. You talk about going and having, playing cards at a table. There's a thing called Stammtisch. Have you heard of that?
I did at some point. I can't think of what that is now.
So Stammtisch is like it's a table that you and your friends go meet at all the time. So either like once a week or every day, whatever it is, that's your specific table that you go to at a restaurant. And it's really cool. That's the way that the Germans get together. I mean, also, a lot of people live in apartments there, so they like to get outside and go to these patios and go for walks. You walk a lot more there, which is also good for your health. So we enjoy it, and we've gotten used to the way of life there.
Yeah, you definitely walk way more, but everything like in a downtown is way more condensed and it's all right there. So you don't have to walk as far. But it's like when you're in North America, people have to go to the corner. They'll drive there. They won't walk.
Oh yeah, you drive right up to the Walgreens or whatever. You walk right in. You walk out, get back in your car, your truck,
Or they go through the drive-through.
and yeah, or through the drive-through for sure. For sure. Well, and just the food there too. They don't have all this junk put in it. There's a lot of stuff that's illegal to put in the food, so you don't feel like crap after you eat all the time. So that's a big thing. And hey, I love America too, people. I'm not bashing America. I love it, but there's good things about both countries.
I totally agree. And
So
the thing about the food is you come here and you go in the grocery store, and I had a German teammate come visit me here, and he walked into the grocery store and he's like, "Whoa, I have never seen such colorful produce, like the vegetables, the peppers." He's like, "They're all perfect." And then you go to Germany
yeah,
and they don't all look perfect, and you need a little fridge, and you need to go grocery shopping more often, because if you go buy a pepper, it doesn't last for a week and a half. It lasts for like a day or two, and it's because of what you
I
put in the
know.
food over here. And over there it's more real than made up in in a lab.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, it goes bad quick.
Yeah,
So that's why, yeah, I actually gotten used to the small fridges too. My dad played in Italy for 3 years. He's kind of the same way. He goes grocery shopping every day, picks up what he's going to, what my mom and him are going to eat for dinner or whatever. And he's just kind of got used to that. And it's a good way to not waste as much food too.
totally. So if you were gonna go out to eat in Dresden, where's your Stammtisch? Where are you gonna go, and what are you gonna eat?
Well, the boys dude did have a Stammtisch for football NFL football on Sundays, but I'm not going to say on here just in case someone's listening. They're going to find us. But there's, oh man, there's so many great places. Well, the Italian food's great there too because it's authentic Italian. The Greek food, all So there's a restaurant we like to go to for pregame. It's called Mamma Mia Italian,
Yeah.
authentic Italian. There's another place, Grazie Milli, authentic Italian. Kind of mom and pop shops. Those
Oh,
are the. But we also have we have Polaner, which is like a. I'm sure you've heard of Polaner beer. I'm sure
yep. Yep.
they have a restaurant there, and then like our favorite place is like Augustiner.
That's the best beer.
They have, yeah, so they have an Augustiner there as well. So we like to meet up there sometimes on an off day and have a couple beers and a schnitzel
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff like that, and
Schnitzels are
walk through the
fantastic.
city. Yeah, yeah. So I love it. I don't eat a whole lot of fried foods
Yeah,
or
Bex
heavy
has
foods
got
like
to you. I
that.
get it.
Yeah. 38. You gotta age like fine wine. So
Yeah, when you're still doing her at
uh,
38, man. I saw your playoff stats. You nearly had a point a game and you're captain of the team and doing whatever. That's pretty impressive at your age. So have you thought
thank you,
about life
man.
after hockey though?
Yeah, so I'm gonna work in hockey for sure.
Yeah.
My dad owns a roller hockey rink in St. Louis here, and we've been talking about possibly me taking that over when I retire. So, and and I still play pro roller hockey in the summers and stuff like that. So I know a lot of people in roller hockey. I'm very passionate about roller hockey. I love it, and I think more kids should play roller because it's so good for your hockey IQ and situational things, and you can work on moves and that you're not getting hit, on the ice. So you can work on these moves and become fluent in them, and then they kind of transfer over to the ice. Back in the day, they used to say that used to mess up your skating. Nowadays, with the technology, I mean, I go back and forth all the time, and I'm
I
38 years old, and I
I
don't have
think
an
that
issue.
yeah, that's horse manure when they say it affects your stride. I'm a roller hockey enthusiast too. I was former Narch champion and like I loved it coming up and I think I was a very undersized kid growing up and when you got into hitting and you're playing those spring hockey tournaments, you're playing the best kids in Toronto and they're monsters and they're trying to kill you.
Yeah,
It's hard to focus on your talent and skills and then when I started playing roller hockey instead in the springs, you could focus on your vision, your skill, but then I found you were always trying to figure out how to make a 2-on-1 on the ice. You're always trying to figure out um like not do one-on-ones, but like wait for the guy to come late and it opens up your vision as an ice hockey player.
it does. It 100% does. The years that I've played roller hockey in the summer, um, the more roller hockey I play in the summer when I go to for the season, I always have better seasons. It's unbelievable. And the years that I haven't really had time to go do it and play, it's like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, mentally, like my vision's just better. And like you said, you're out there, you're working on stuff you're seeing, but you're not going to get trucked by, and which is obviously ice hockey, what happens in ice hockey. So when you come over, your vision's just a little bit better, and my hands too, because I also work on more stuff with my hands and moves that, become just a little bit more fluent when you transfer over to the ice. So I can't recommend roller enough. Growing up in St. Louis, most of the guys that ended up in the NHL or still in the NHL played roller hockey. The Clayton Kellers and the Paul Stassies and guys like that. So I'm sure you probably play against Paul in Narch if you won. So
Oh yeah. But the other thing is I find with roller hockey is if you go try something and do something different, your coach isn't going to yell at you. He's not going to bench you. There's a whole different vibe around the arena and it's relaxed and it's the coaches, the players, everybody's more just there to, make plays and have fun and compete.
yeah, that's the other thing too. It's not ice hockey, so it feels like you're doing something else, and it is fun. It's a lot of fun, and I still play in the Narge tournaments and in the State Wars tournaments and stuff, and I love it. I
Oh yeah.
absolutely love it. You go there and tours is usually in Tampa. I think this year it's in St. Louis, which is nice for me. But you go to cool places too. I don't know, where'd you go for Narch? Fort Myers.
Fort Myers, stayed at the Lonnie Kai,
Yeah, like
took the
how sick
trophy
is
back
that?
there.
How sick is that, right?
Oh
You go
God, it
to,
was something. Oh yeah,
and
it was like we won the Stanley Cup, but we were staying on Fort Myers Beach.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
so I love it, and I'm excited to get more involved in it. And I got a men's league team at my dad's rink that I put together a few years ago, and we got Ryan McInnes out there who's in the DL now, and he was with Columbus, and I forget where else he was, but John Ramage and all these guys that have never really played roller that are obsessed with it now. So it's a lot of fun to go there and maybe have a beer after with the
well,
boys.
there's definitely not enough roller around Ontario. Everybody's into the spring hockey tournaments, and there was nowhere. I wanted my son to get into it. He enjoyed it, but there was nowhere to get competitive with it. So
Really,
yeah,
gosh. Because I
yeah,
think playing ice year round, and I don't know what your opinion is on it, but I think it's good for kids to get off the ice for a little bit.
totally.
I played baseball and roller hockey in the summers, and then when the ice season started again, you're excited. You have that enthusiasm to get back out on the ice and play. And for me, that's what worked. And but that was the way our generation was. Now you see the kids and they're on the ice every day the whole year. I just
I don't get it. You need a break to get enthused for the next season, I think.
I think so too. I mean, I'm 38 now, like you said, 38 Jahre alt. And I'm excited when the season starts again because I play roller in the summer. Now I'll get on the ice in mid-June,
Right.
and start training for the season. But I mean, I'm gonna start playing roller hockey on Monday.
Well, I got in trouble at beating high back in the day because I left think I resigned thinking I'm gonna just stay in the same apartment. I was just gonna sit there for the summer. So I left my equipment in the apartment. I left all my hockey gear in Germany. And then when they moved me to another apartment, they came in, they're like, why is your equipment here? And I'm like, because you make me go back July 1st and you don't have ice for a month, so I'm not skating. So
Yeah, exactly. You had to be back July 1st.
man, the coach in Bietigheim made us come in July 1st, and there was no ice for 6 weeks. And all we did was 3-a-days, running, lifting. It was insane. And we do it Monday to Thursday, and they just kill us. And then all the Germans would go to their hometowns to see their family and friends because it's the summer. And us imports are sitting in Germany with a weekend free, and we've just worked out all week. And it was like, well, we're hitting the town tonight.
Exactly. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
ridiculous. And then you couldn't even skate. They'd had no ice in. And
oh
it,
my God.
yeah, it was silliness.
That's wild. That's nuts. I mean, we're gonna go back, you know, I don't know, sometime in July or whatever, into July. But I mean, July 1st, that's
Well,
crazy.
especially when you went to the finals the year before with Landshut, and then you really get no summer, and then you're back there again, and you don't
And
get that time away.
I don't even think we even start till like August 4th or something.
Well, and it's about like a coach trusting his players to be professionals. It's like this is our job. We're going to show up in shape and ready to go. Like you don't need to
Yeah,
watch us do this.
exactly. Oh, if you show up out of shape, that's on you, man. And it's not going to go well, especially these days, right?
No, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess you're a busy boy and you have family and friends to go see, and I'm not sure what else I got, but I was very proud of you, and I enjoyed getting to know you, and we've stayed in touch somewhat since we first chatted. But I enjoy doing this because then I'm rooting for people that I've met and know they're good dudes, especially when you're best buddies with Vex. And then I see what you accomplished at 38 years old, and I see you bring a team that really hasn't been close to winning it in the second league for I don't recall when they were really in it. And you told me you were going to go do it, and you went and did it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I got some really nice messages from some guys, too, like Cody Lample and stuff, shed
Lamps is
guy.
a beauty.
uh, about that. I wanted Lamps and Dresden bad, man, because I love Lamps and such a great family, and he would have been great for us too. But I'm happy to see him do well, and I love being on the show, man. Thank you for having me. It's always fun chatting hockey and ice hockey and roller hockey
And
and all
winning.
the good stuff. Yeah, and winning. Yeah, most importantly, winning in Dresden. I'm excited for Dresden. I think there's big things to come here in the future.
Yeah, and shout out to Lamps. Looks like he's really running amok as a coach, and he's pouring his passion still into the game. And when you say you're going to stay in hockey, I said the same thing to the captain for the Manchester Storm. That's a beauty that I sponsored the 1 year. He just retired and they named him the head coach right after. And
Wow.
I said, I'm like, hockey needs guys like you. I love seeing hockey guys stay in hockey after. I didn't, and I struggled with it for years. And now coaching kids and doing the podcast, I feel like a hockey guy again. I just work a
Yeah.
real job all day.
Yeah. Well, there's was definitely a void, when I was retired and doing real estate, there was a void. There was something missing and my wife noticed it quick. And when she said I could go back and play, we're on a plane 3 days later. So I'm happy that you filled that void with, the podcast and coaching your son and being involved. And man, there's probably nothing better than watching your boy play hockey and win and being able to be a part of it. So I'm happy for you, brother.
Yeah, you too, man, and that you were retired and you went back and you chased it again, and then you went and won a championship and got that city back into the first league. Man, they'll talk about it forever. It's awesome. Winning is forever, and congratulations, sir,
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. And keep in touch. Let
for
me know
sure.
if you want me on again. We'll hop on, when we get back to Dresden or something.
Oh, of course. Maybe we'll get you and that Foxy character on together.
Oh, dude, he's a legend, man. He's a beauty. You should get him on. I'll connect you guys.
Sounds good. Well, this has been another episode of Zero Ales and Hockey Tales with Snipesy and Wally.